But Lemon Tree can't say the same about that. Hiring may have slowed down, but people are definitely taking more holidays. The stock is at a record high. The company has been in the news on account of adding several properties to their portfolio. The management earlier said they are looking to operationalize 1,000 rooms and 15 to 20 hotels this year. To understand what occupancy is looking like in the midst of the festive season and the outlook for the rest of the year, Patanjali Keswani, the chairman and managing director at Lemon Tree Hotels, joins us now. Mr. Keswani, good morning. And I think things are getting better and better every time we speak, especially for the hotel industry. But I wanted to ask you, some numbers. How has the occupancy been in this quarter so far? And what is the expectation over the next few quarters?
Morning, Sonia. So, the hotel business is fairly simple from an occupancy and average rate perspective. So, Q1 and Q2 are generally somewhat similar. They account for normally about 40 to 45% of the annual income. So Q2 would be very similar to Q1, more or less the same, in fact. But Q3 and Q4 would be, like normally it's a 10 to 15% price hike and a 10 to 15% occupancy hike. So if you add the two, it's a very simple number. It will be 1.2 to 1.4 times. H2 will be 1.2 to 1.4 times the H1 income, with the expenses remaining the same. So which is why you really get most of your profit in H2.
Okay. So what I'm just trying to understand, what is the outlook for the second half of the year? Because in terms of number of keys, how much did you add? You said you would operationalize 1,000 rooms this year and 15 to 20 hotels this year. But how many have you added in this quarter up until now? And what is the outlook for the second half? Oops, okay, I think we've lost that feed with Mr. Keswani of Lemon Tree Hotels, but it has been a spectacular showing. The stock is at a record high. The stock has doubled this year. People are definitely taking more holidays, and you can see it all around, right? I mean, just call up one hotel and they're sold out, I think, for the next, 5-6 months.
Oh, absolutely. They are really. So I think we've got the management back, Sonia.
Yes, Mr. Keswani, I was asking you about the number of keys that you've added in Q2, because earlier you had said that you're going to operationalize 1,000 rooms this year and about 15 to 20 hotels this year. What are the numbers so far, and what's the outlook for the second half?
So we opened, I think, 4 hotels in the last 60 days. The outlook is looking very good, actually. We have roughly 1 or 2 inquiries every day to take over the management of a hotel. The point for us is basically that our conversion rate is not that high because there is very often an issue about brand coherence. So if it doesn't really meet our brand standards and the investment is very high, sometimes we don't proceed with the deal. But that 1,000 rooms was the minimum number I gave. I suspect it will be much higher than that. As far as the future goes, we will cross 11,000 rooms by the end of next year, which is where we want it to be. And in 4 years, we should cross 20,000 rooms, maybe 21, 22,000.
Okay.
Right. Mr. Keswani, the big one which is coming up in Mumbai, but that's only by the end of next year, right? Aurika, almost 700 rooms. I mean, how is that proceeding? I mean, how's work going on, and are you on track? Mumbai has always been through slowdowns, ups and downs, one of the strongest occupancy and room rent markets, right?
Correct.
What will that do? How much will be this property as a percentage of your overall business, revenues, for example?
See, Aurika, well, we already have a 300-room hotel in Bombay, which is doing very well, and it's fairly close to the Aurika. That's a Lemon Tree Premier. My expectation is, just on an absolute number, the Aurika Bombay will do about 300 to 350 crores revenue, and it will have a net operating profit of at least 175 crores, probably 200 crores. So that hotel will do north of 12,000 rupees average rate. In fact, our Lemon Tree Premier is doing north of 7,000 now, and I expect it will do 80 to 90%. See, New York, Bombay is very similar to New York. Both are recession-resilient markets. every year there is a steady increase in demand because of the fact that they're both commercial capitals. And if I look at India, the most de-risked market is Bombay in every way. And, I was listening to you folks talk about, festive demand and hotels are sold out. That is really only hotels in leisure markets. Business hotels, and 85% of our inventory is business hotels, those traditionally do badly when it is Dussehra and Diwali, because very few people travel for business reasons. Everybody, I'm sure you folks too, me certainly, we take time off during this period. So October will be low demand for business hotels, very high demand for leisure hotels. But in November, it will be exactly the opposite. The demand for business hotels will be insane. And that's why, when I say that we'll do 10, 15% better in rooms and in revenue independently, both of them, what I'm really trying to say is that in November, you will do typically 1.5 to 2 times your October revenue. But the average for the second half will be a 25 to 35% hike in revenue.
All right, got that. Well, all the best. Thanks a lot for joining us. And speaking to CNBC-TV18, that's the word coming in on the hotel industry. It is more personal travel that's picking up now, and they're awaiting a pickup in corporate travel. But there's some unfortunate news coming in this morning. Mulayam Singh Yadav, who's a senior Indian politician and founder of the Samajwadi Party, has passed away after a prolonged illness at the age of 82. He was undergoing treatment at the Medanta Hospital in Gurugram, and his health had been quite critical for the past few weeks. In addition to his role as the Supremo of the Samajwadi Party, he was 3-time Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister. He was a member of the Lok Sabha as well, representing the Azamgarh constituency of Uttar Pradesh.